Hello and welcome to the Table Talk Otaku podcast. My name is Okami. Hail from a decent sized town in Pennsylvania right now, from a small town in Oklahoma. I'm a Christian, which affects all my views. And who is the person on, I guess, technically the streams left or right? I don't know. I don't ever know what to.
On the stream is on the left. I guess we can't go clockwise. It makes a bit of sense. But name's Pat. Just Pat's fine. I don't have to go any further than that. I'm from the coastal part of the United States, and uh, had a somewhat busy day, but it's been pretty nice though. Weather's good.
We also got another person with us today.
Cobalt, basically Pat's neighbor.
More or less.
A frequenter of the podcast now. But
Not a host,
when
but
I'm not
definitely a common guest.
working.
when you're not working.
Hey, you've had 2 weekends off, it seems like, so yeah, pretty good for you, huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
All right. Well, wait a second.
So how was the apple pie quest, guys?
Apple
that's
Pie
decent.
Quiz. Oh, I'm about to get a notification. I'm going to turn off my phone. Apple Pie Quest for what? What?
D&D.
Oh, yeah. It's all right.
I probably should have added more monsters, but I was going by a certain thing.
That was good. All right. Well, might as well jump right into the news. Had some recent politicking going about. More people pushing the tariff wars.
Real quick before we get into the politics and whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
just a stupid trend that's apparently has caused some financial grief. I'm pretty sure there's some people who've fallen for it. But did you hear about the TikTok money glitch?
Is there another one?
Yeah, well, it's the Chase Bank money glitch. Basically, they have somebody reach out to them and deposit a $10,000 check into their account, which is going to bounce. And then Chase has basically a grace period before the check's confirmed where you withdraw their money. And now people are their bank accounts are in the negative by thousands of dollars. Now,
That's
some people are pretending to get caught to farm for content. Some people are actually getting caught by it though. Like, uh, I don't know how somebody could be this stupid.
I mean, it's weird. That's why I haven't ever like opened a bank account with like PayPal or anything, because I don't want my finances to be controlled by some type of banking system that I can't talk to, essentially. So I only have a local bank.
Chase is a real bank. It's just
Yeah, it's a real bank, but it's a big like conglomerate bank which is same with PayPal and everything. So I just stuck with my local one. But I say they're local. I mean they're a decent sized chain up here, but still. And then Ange has a what's it called? Funded by the government.
Credit union.
Yeah. Which that's why I keep two bank accounts. I don't trust either one. Seems to be a common theme for me. Just don't trust anybody. Yeah, but I don't know what happens to all the, like, not just one or two banks, but like literally every bank if the government's bank fails.
I mean,
The whole thing just fails, right?
Hmm. Uh, I mean, what happened in the Great Depression?
I don't know. Wasn't there?
that was the banks not having
Yeah,
enough
the mon-
money.
yeah, they didn't have the actual money to for people to make withdrawals, and they got busted because of it.
Yeah.
Mm.
In
Well, I mean, that was
this
part of
day and
it.
age,
It was
it
also
kind of depends.
it
Like
was also
most,
I'm sorry, I was saying it wasn't just that, but it was compound with that and like the Germans inflating their value of their money to pay back war debts from World War I and a couple other things happening. All of it coalesced into one giant fuckery, and the Great Depression happened. But yeah, whenever the market crash happened, the banks didn't have money to give people so people could withdraw and take their money home, and it caused a lot of banks to just lose everybody's money. It was ridiculous.
Yeah. So what happened to everybody's money? I'm
It just
wondering.
disappeared. Like there are stories of people who like saved up like a couple $1,000s. It was basically their life savings, and then they were told by the bank the money's just not there. They can't withdraw it. It's it's not physically available, and like they would go they a few people committed suicide because of that. They
Yeah, I get
everything
that,
that
but
withdrawals
what?
are
Like,
going
I'm
away.
wondering what. I mean, I haven't read up on the Great Depression, so I literally don't know what happened after.
I mean, I only have like a surface level understanding of it too. I mean,
Yeah. Did they?
with the value of money and capital basically hitting fucking zero because of the lack of dollars to back it and stuff like that. Things basically regress to fucking like Middle Ages, like everybody was
Yeah, I get
using
all
their
that. I'm saying
paper
what happened
money
to the
and
money.
stuff. It just didn't happen.
when the vast majority of it was like lent out to people,
Yeah, so that's the
so it
strange.
just wasn't in the banks. People took as much as they could, but
Yeah, I guess that kind of didn't help. Everybody was just trying to withdraw, and it's like,
Well,
well,
that's like that scene from What a Wonderful Life or whatever that movie was back in the
it's
day,
a wonderful life.
where they compete. Yeah, it's wonderful. He convinced like a bunch of his people who to not withdraw all their money. So if he had like enough money, like even just $10, he could still not have like be bankrupt and keep his bank open. So he survived the Great Depression because of that.
Yeah, but that's
That one guy that was like, "Fuck it, give me my money. I don't
well,
care
I
about
know,
everybody
but
else."
so I'm saying, I'm asking, and this is where I just don't know. So once the Great Depression was over or whatever, so now they just have all that money in the bank. What it like the people
um,
that survived it, I guess, just were like, oh, it's over, so now my money's there. Or what happened? Did they not get their money? So that's what I'm wondering.
Again, surface
uh,
level
my
understanding. Maybe
understanding is it depended on whether or not your bank failed or not.
Mm,
Like something like 30% of the banks managed to reopen after a few months, but the majority of them were sold off. So
yeah.
they got sold off. Odds were you no longer had those funds.
Hmm. That's. I think nowadays that would be impossible. But that's me. Like
Well,
I
well,
nowadays,
I just don't
if
see how they
if
could.
somehow, yeah, nowadays the feds would probably bail out the bank if necessary. But
True.
even if they did allow a bank to fail, there would be a certain amount of your money that's protected by the Federal Reserve.
All of my money, because I'm definitely not over whatever threshold they send. But
I think
yeah,
they also put
It's
some
true.
laws in place to where
I'm
I
not
was saying I think
either,
they put
but
some laws in place to prevent like flippant lending like that to where it couldn't happen again. That's actually why the housing market having that issue a decade or so ago, because a bunch of money lenders were just lending people for whatever home they could get, because I guess because of government financing and shit, and it
Mm-hmm.
caused the fucking bubble to burst, and well, the recession was pretty rough because of that, and it was partly due to what was that thing that Bill Clinton put in place, equal opportunity housing or some shit.
I don't know.
The
I
The
was.
Affordable Housing Act. That's what it was. They were approving people no matter what their credit score was for homeowner loans, and when they couldn't pay it back, it got really out of hand.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, now we can segue into politics. Now
I
we
mean,
got
it's
more
all
going on.
politics anyway.
Everything is politics. Nothing's separate from it. Not even video games.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, my understanding, they raised or either raised or started implementing a limit where the bank had to have a certain percentage of its deposits somewhat available. But once the internet came around, they found plenty of ways to not have the required amount of cash on hand. Little loopholes.
One second, I gotta let my cats out.
Mm-hmm. But I don't know. It's kind of everything going on. Like, I still don't understand to this day. And when Pat gets back, he'll probably have an opinion about this too. I still don't understand why it's a problem that the United States is asking for money from other countries. That, and it's not just like asking, it's like it's only stipulations on stuff that they're either taking from the United States or giving them, and it's like, yeah, you might lose business, but you've been, essentially stealing from the United States for like ever. So, and you put tariffs on us that we definitely haven't put on y'all. So I just don't understand it.
It's one of those. It's one of those things where like people
They care more
remember the
about the
last like major trade war. Well, they don't remember. They're told about the last major trade war
yeah.
involving tariffs, which went really poorly. But uh nowadays, like we're such a massive economy that it really, as
Yeah.
long as you're careful with it, really not an issue.
Well, I mean,
Most
I feel
most people
so.
can't really afford to like
What
do
what I
anything
don't
back with it, honestly.
what I don't get is the blatant like acting like they don't understand what Trump is doing when like people who've never even known what tariffs are can realize what he's doing. Like they know, and that's like he sets a high tariff to show them how much our economy matters to them, and because they've, never really had one in the first place. Whatever 1 to 2% they were making that back on dividends anyway from, the government just handing them money. And then he says, and then once they get hit with the big one, he tears it back to a smaller one, and they're like, okay, well that's acceptable. And then we're at a net positive because before we weren't tariffing them at all. So I don't know I don't understand the big problem with that, other than they just don't want America to have any, I guess, economical. They don't want America to do good economically because then that means Trump's winning, which,
Yeah, it's got to be that, or they just don't understand how economics works on a macro scale.
yeah.
You
I mean,
can't.
shit. I've had some overseas friends saying they kind of hope America takes a hit, so that way their economy can start doing better.
Yeah, and that's the
You can't be a net consumer for as long as we have without going into terrible
oh
debt.
yeah, and we're
It's
already
not
there.
possible.
Yeah, we're already there. And Trump's trying to do something about it, and they're just that's another thing I don't understand is anything Trump does to say to help the debt, like they're like automatic no. Like, oh my goodness, how could you suggest that? Why can't
How
we
dare
just,
you?
tax Elon Musk and him only and we'll get all of our debt back, even though he's a billionaire and our debt's in the trillions. But I always thought that,
He could cover the interest for like a week.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
if he
don't
sells a
even
bunch of
know
Marvel
about a
stuff.
week. And I mean, this is why I
And
could
it's
never
funny
be
about.
what
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just going to say. This is why I could never be president because I would literally be like, what interest? And anybody that says there's interest on something, that would be their tariff, would be the amount of interest they charge us. But um yeah, I don't get our whole country's economy relies on this one export we do to the US, and now we're mad that they want to make some money, or not even make some money, just kind of offset the debt they're making, because we're not going to make anything. Yeah.
I mean, what I was saying before is that I do find it funny how like there's I think California's trying to pass that law again to have a wealth tax where if you have an estimated value that you have to pay a tax on that. Which what happens if say Elon Musk did live in California and he what got taxed like a fucking $1 billion or even just say a $500,000 for his wealth. And then they're like, oh well, he's gonna have to sell 500,000 worth of stock. What happens when he starts selling off stock? Fucking the stock market goes fucking crazy. Elon Musk is selling a bunch of his stock, and then it's just gonna trigger more fucking.
Yeah.
It's a terrible fucking idea.
I don't, see,
Yeah, that's
that's,
one of my favorites because like one country recently started taxing unrealized gains.
What?
It's like yeah, it
yeah,
was some European nation like Norway or something like that.
that probably went over great.
Yeah.
So how have their government officials paid for anything then? Because they definitely gone over that, whatever they actually make. Their unrealized
Netherlands.
games got to be billions of dollars a day.
Netherlands, one or the
Yes,
other. In
it's known as the Box 3 wealth tax, which is set to tax unrealized gains on assets.
Yep.
Oh
So
dear God, a
whoever,
30%, a future's 36% tax rate is playing with the new stricter regime aiming for implementing in January 1st, 2028. And Norway utilized a wealth tax, which has led to significant capital flight. Go figure.
yeah,
Jesus Christ.
they have a
Yeah,
prime minister. What do they got?
basically that means they now have to liquidate a portion of their
wait,
investments
Yeah.
every year.
So they
isn't the
have.
Netherlands one of the countries that pissed the fuck out a bunch of their farmers because
I
they
don't
passed a
know.
bunch of laws against fertilizers?
I don't know. I just want to ask how they're pinning all their country's debt on one guy, the prime minister, if that's how they're doing unrealized gains. Because technically, doesn't he own the country?
I don't know.
Are they just excluding all government officials from this, and therefore it only pays to be a government official in Norway?
I don't know, man.
Dude, I remember I used to hear people say, like, especially in school, that a parliament's a better form of government than our Congress. And the more I see the way things are turning out with these places that have parliaments, I'm not believing
Well,
that. It
any
seems like I mean,
anything on a small scale will be better than our government. But you got to put it on the same scale. When you put all this stuff on the same scale, none of it works except for ours.
well, I
Because
mean, the two other countries that have a higher population than America are India and China. I know China doesn't have a parliament. What does
no,
India run with?
China's a communist, and then
Well, no, they have a duly elected official from the Chinese Communist Party. He's elected every time, sir. Don't lower your social credit score anymore.
they literally have it in the name, the Communist Party. It is a communist
Yeah, that's
country.
the party that runs the country. Like it's a democracy. They just the Communist Party of
And
China.
it can be a
Communism isn't a form of government. It's an
yeah,
economic plan.
it's a democratic communist.
Who always wins?
Well, no, they don't have to always win. It's just somebody else in the party
No,
wins.
in his country, the Communist Party always wins.
Well, I didn't say the Communist Party. I just said that one person. The Communist Party is more than one person. Come on, Pat, give them a
Yeah,
little
but
bit of
he
credit.
wasn't. Xi Jinping wasn't always the guy in charge. There was a leader before him.
I
But since
know.
he took the reins, it's always been him.
Yeah, he must be doing a good job. But I don't know. It's like what? So are they like just taxing out the wazoo people who win a gold medal from the Winter Olympics? Because I got to. Well, but it's unrealized gains, man. They just like they're probably a celebrity now.
Well, how much is a gold medal worth?
It's not just the gold medal; it's unrealized. They could charge them for anything for publicity, can't they?
Yeah, they can get on the Wheaties boxes and stuff.
I mean, it has to be something quantifiable.
No, I think that the definition of unrealized means it doesn't.
I mean, if you have like property which has an assessed value that you could develop and turn into things, that could be like.
I guess if it has to be property, it can be intellectual property. I'm going to charge you for your mind or anything. Yeah, but yeah.
That's the thing is like most of these unrealized gains that we're talking about are easily quantifiable.
Yeah, if they put them on paper as that, but they can literally put anything on paper and say that it's that, can't they?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they will. I'm just saying that they can, and that's the problem with it. That's why, like, I hope America never. But with how things are going in the world, the whole world's starting to get there. I hope we always have to. The government has to list specifically what the tax is for. But
to be fair, it's not really something you would ever be able to implement in the United States.
Yeah.
Mostly because we have to file our own tax.
Yeah. Also, that's another thing of like, why don't they just have like what you owe every year, or what you get back? I don't know.
Well, I think I mentioned this before, but the fucked up thing about the whole having to file your taxes is kind of a scam. The IRS knows how much you owe. Like if you have X amount of dependents and all that stuff, but if you send in the wrong paperwork, you're gonna get fined or whatever. So you have to go pay a person to make sure it's done properly if you don't know how to do it yourself, which has become a billion-dollar industry by itself.
Yeah, next year we're not doing an H&R Block or anything. It's just this year I had a stupid the 401k from my previous job that I cashed, and so I didn't want that coming back on us. If they're gonna audit anybody, they can audit our H&R Block for it, not me. So
Not my
yeah,
problem.
yep, not my. They come to me and I'd be like, I didn't do it. Talk to
She
them.
did it.
Yeah, literally.
Um, in other news, you hear about what's going on with Mexico right now?
Not really. The only thing I've been hearing about is the tariffs, and then the big files. Have been the
One
only.
second.
It's been more than 1 second.
Had to tell my dad something. Um, but no, Mexico. One of the major cartel leaders got killed. He had like a $10 million bounty put on by the U.S. government, and then actually a Mexican federal agent shot him and killed him. A bunch of the cartel members are going wild. They've been setting fire to vehicles, set fire to some 18 wheelers and other property like moped shops, and they've been threatening tourists from what U.S. or otherwise that are just in Mexico right now.
That's going to
Things are
help
getting
their industry.
things are getting wild down there.
I always wondered about that. Like, wouldn't they want to be like the nicest people to anybody from the U.S.? Like so they will come there and buy things from them.
I mean, not the cartel members.
Oh, I from my
Uh,
understanding, they partially
to a
own
certain
the
extent.
resorts and stuff too.
Well, yeah, but a few of
So
those
a
resorts are
lot
actually
of
owned by the cartels.
a lot of those organizations will like go out of their way to make sure they don't target American tourists
Yeah,
just because we are a major portion of their income.
yeah,
Oh yeah, they want us to leave them alone. They don't want the U.S. to come intervene with them. But again, they're not afraid of using those terrorist like tactics against other people in Mexico because that's how they stay in power. They they
hmm
really don't give a shit about anybody but themselves if they're in the cartel.
See, yeah, that's something else. Like, I don't mind not tariffing like Mexico and Canada, but but only if they they need to stop with the like, oh, we've got a, you can't live here type stuff, which I kind of understand, but it's like we've already got enough of your people here. I think we should be freely able to move about your countries. But Canada, I can see saying no to that, but then it's like, okay, well then accept the tariff. But Mexico, I don't see how they can. I'm like, nah, we're kind of paying quite a bit of money for everything. Uh, we should just be able to, cross the border whenever we want, as long as we have a United States passport. It's
My understanding, you
you can, but it's
A lot,
I don't
well,
know about customs
a lot
and
of cities
stuff, but
that have border neighbors with Mexico and America, like they actually do have people across the border daily to shop in both
yeah,
countries.
yeah,
It's pretty common.
I guess that's true. I don't know why Mexico would tariff the United States. That's I guess the big one. Like, well, it doesn't seem like it would help them at all. So
I think someone's knocking on my feedback.
someone's knocking at your door. Somebody's ringing your bell. But then yeah, the big files that aren't what everybody thought. Well, I take that back. They are what everybody thought they were. They
Some of them
just
definitely are.
they just aren't the people I guess they
They're not.
expected.
They're not. They're mostly just a bunch of emails and communications, and not all are
Yeah,
confirmed as being from.
they're not what they expected.
I mean, hell, one of them was just about Whoopi Goldberg needing a flight using one of his jets, and he said no.
Mm-hmm. I
Oh,
mean, I
I told you
don't
about the
know.
Tony Hawk one, didn't I?
No, I
Uh,
didn't.
Tony Hawk did appear in the Epstein files, and they think
Yeah,
it might have
I'm
been
sure.
a false whistleblower because there was a guy who took the photos of Tony Hawk's wedding, which was happened in Fiji, not on Epstein's island. He has the same name as Jeffrey Epstein's brother, and
Mm-hmm.
somebody called in a tipped called the FBI saying that they were taken by Epstein. And they were on the island the day of Tony Hawk's wedding, but Tony Hawk wasn't married on on his island. He was married in Fiji, and the photographer just has the same name as his brother. So somebody mentioned that might have been just to slip in there to prove to people that not all this is like evidence of wrongdoing, because obviously Tony Hawk didn't have his
Well,
wedding
no,
pictures on his island.
so the files necessarily aren't evidence of wrongdoing at all. It's the content of it. So like, and that's why whenever somebody says they're in the files, I'm like, for all you know, you took a flight. Like anybody that took a private flight could be in the files just because it's a private airline. Like they literally could have just taken the, whatever Epstein jet, and so they put it in the log, but like they weren't going anywhere with Epstein or because of his stuff, you know. So I really don't. I don't get the up in arms about it other than the actual bad stuff. Now I do get the like, why is this redacted? Why is this name redacted? It's like, why it's redacted. You just don't want you want to say it's Trump and be over with. But it's like they know that his name's not redacted anywhere. So I don't know why they constantly say that all the redacted stuff is him or someone surrounding this administration or somebody they don't like. It's like, well,
Yeah,
that
if
doesn't
anything, it's
make
more
any
likely
sense.
to be certain more leaders that have their names redacted.
Well, yeah, because the two that they've already put it, unredacted essentially, just got fired or got arrested. One of them.
That's good to hear.
Well,
Well,
yeah.
no, and Prince Andrew too. But I think there was actually serious evidence of him that came out. So yeah, they're going after Prince Andrew.
Oh, he's one of them, and then it was the government official from one of those European countries that no one cares about anyway. I mean, it's
So
a
that I
big
would
deal
say,
for that European country, but they're so small and insignificant it doesn't matter. So that's why his name was unredacted. It's like, yeah, we might as well put it out there that he was in there. But like big names, like I still haven't heard any. Like I take that back. People have been saying stuff about like the Clintons and everything, but then it's like you're not calling for their arrest. Why are you calling for somebody that's name, whether it's Trump or whether it's anybody else, that technically anytime, whenever I looked up all of the names and everything, it was never them doing anything wrong. It was mostly other people talking about them. But yeah.
yeah, and same thing. If you're gonna call for one of their arrests, you call for all of them or none. You don't pick sides.
Yeah.
It's disingenuous to kind of pick sides like that. Like, oh well, I don't think he's guilty, but this guy, he should definitely be arrested.
No,
Why?
they think they're guilty. That's the thing, that's what I was saying, is everybody thinks the Clintons are guilty of, so it's just like they're not calling for their arrest. And I was like, well, why not? Like, if you're going to call for everyone's arrest, then that includes them, and I don't get that stuff. But I also don't understand the, like, it's uh Like, why don't they list the people with Diddy as well? It's the same questions there, but
Right. I mean Diddy and Epstein might be a different size, but it's the same situation. Like,
yeah,
there's
and
no
it's
reason
like, well,
not to
those
arrest
are
them.
entertainers. It's like, yeah, I want them, I
Bullshit.
want them arrested. It's like I want
Just
them.
because you're famous don't make you less guilty.
Yeah, but I don't get. I don't get. There's no. Um, what's the word? Difference to me whether it's somebody who's an entertainer and somebody who's a politician, or just some regular person who happened to somehow get in good on the good side of Epstein and Diddy. You know, I don't care.
Eh. Wasn't there a third one? No, I'm thinking of something else.
Well, I mean, the girl that was with Epstein, but yeah,
I mean, yeah, I meant like a third.
I
Like,
mean,
there was Diddy, there was a Diddy, Epstein Islands, and there was I thought there was a third big person, but I can't. I think I'm just thinking of
at
something
all
else.
times there is a third called the red light district, and we will not do anything about it. And I don't know why.
Because
We
it's
know it
illegal.
exists. It's not.
Well, what country are we talking about?
Singapore, Philippines.
Is it legal in those countries?
Nope.
I mean, then that's all that's on that country.
I don't care. That's the type of thing where I'm like, America can take over on this one.
And I mean, like, just I mean like prostitution in general, not underage girls doing stuff.
Well, I mean underage. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm every
Prostitution's here or there to me. It's the underage part that
it's
that.
I just put that in context. Like, that's what I was talking about. Is that
Well,
I
that's what
wouldn't like
red light
prostitution
districts
in
mean.
general.
Yeah, red light districts are not prostitution. Red light districts mean underage
Oh, okay.
prostitution.
Nah, fuck that.
That depends on the country.
See,
Uh,
What it
I thought
means
it was
in
just
France.
oh,
I thought
and
it would just been
well, in
adult entertainers.
For Europe, yes, but Europe's like Europe's a weird one, and also there are a lot of underage in those. They just say they're not. But I'd say do away with all red light districts so far, but all Asian ones are definitely underage. That's what the because there's just the what do you call them districts? It's not red light, but it's a different word
Yeah,
for them in Asian
I
countries.
probably shouldn't be googling this, but I asked about about Singapore's red light district, and it says so. Technically, there's no age limit to visit. Coffee houses, however, only allow 18 or older, but I think that was just the age of visiting there, not actually to work there. So I'm not gonna dive any deeper because that's that's a risky
Well,
research.
no. There's a certain age of consent still
Oh
for the
yeah,
whole
I mentioned
country.
that.
Yeah. Well, red
I think
light
I mentioned
means
that
that they
before.
don't. Yeah, red.
Like the one I know the most about is Japan, where technically the country's age of consent is under 18, but every district in Japan has set their limit at 18, so you can get
Yeah,
arrested in any Japanese district for sleeping with somebody under age 18. I
yeah.
think.
No, Singapore's the famous one, like the one where they like used to actually have the red lights and everything, and everybody knew what it meant. Philippines is kind of became the like tourist one because it was just everything's way cheaper in the Philippines than it is Singapore. So, and then there's, Thailand's got a different style of things and all that. So, but yeah. The red light district and at least the Asian ones down on the coast were meant you can get anything there.
Well, damn.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's Asia for you. I mean, just
Yeah.
talking about underage
I mean, there's
prostitution. I just
still
mean like
slavery, so yeah.
I just mean like yeah, a lot of I'm not gonna say every Asian country, but a lot of Asian countries got some questionable shit going on in their countries. Not that America's sin free, but we do our general culture draws lines in some places.
Yeah. But it's, I guess that's what's currently going on in politics.
Yep. Uh, uh,
Anything else?
Taxes and prostitution. That's
And we say the word prostitution there is so loose when it's like Epstein was not
underage
did not
prostitution.
have prostitutes.
Oh, he had
They were
mistresses.
they weren't paid. Okay, that's the problem there.
So they're indentured servants of the
Yeah,
sort. That's not.
yeah. I don't like the
That's
yeah. That's why
actually even worse.
whenever people bring up like the anything having to do with Diddy or Epstein, it's like that's not a prostitute. Did they get paid? I think the answer is no, and it definitely wasn't consensual. So
Some of them might have gotten paid.
well, but they're not usually the one.
I say might. I don't know for sure, but it's I think thrown around that some might have got paid.
Yeah,
But
but it doesn't matter whether they did or not.
yeah, it
If
still
it's
doesn't make the whole thing better. I'm just saying.
just saying what.
Oh, another current event. While this isn't necessarily political, but as you said before, all things are political. Did you see the viral UK police woman video that's going viral right now?
No, I haven't. I don't pay attention
Um,
to the United Kingdom.
well, I just said it's just kind of a viral video, and I've seen it pop up a couple times on my YouTube feed. But basically, this woman was confronting a group of Muslim protesters that were protesting a guy, a Christian guy, like preaching the Bible and stuff, and in a Muslim area. And well, the reason it's viral is she's kind of talking him down because they keep saying stuff like he's insulting us. It's hate speech to do that here, and she's like he's has not said anything. He's literally just doing a service like a Christian service, like talking about the Bible and stuff. And they're saying like, yeah, but he keeps doing this. Somebody's gonna beat the fuck out of him eventually and all that stuff. And like they're literally like they're not getting hostile, but they're showing a like hostile verbiage, I guess you could say, about a guy just preaching Christianity in their neighborhood because they said that's a Muslim
I
area.
mean, that's just a normal occurrence in the UK now.
Just another day, huh?
Yeah.
Well, and one of them even said the reason that's an insult to them is because he's preaching that they as Muslims should worship a Jewish man, and that just angers them, and that's why they were saying it was hate speech too.
I don't know.
There's
I've never.
I don't know if either y'all seen that, but it's been popping up a couple times.
No, the only one I've seen is like the lady trying to stop an inmate from doing something and he just absolutely destroys her.
Oh,
But
yeah. Well, I think I saw that too. He kept telling her not to like mess with his like she made him wake up early or some stuff and like kept like it was trashing his cell or something and they had words about it. Then she pepper sprayed him. He beat the fuck out of her.
he said not to touch him, and that he didn't want to be in cuffs. And she's like, well, you kind of have to. And then pepper sprayed him to kind of force him into submission. And that, let's just say it
Yeah,
didn't
stop
force
him
him
at all.
into submission.
No, it was I think it was two female COs and he beat one up, but didn't but the one that actually pepper sprayed him, he did her dirty. Like it was bad.
I don't know. I have a
Yeah,
friend.
that was a rough clip.
We have I say a friend. I shouldn't. A coworker who was trying to get into police work, and she's like very physically fit and everything, but like I I don't know, when you're facing criminals, it's like you got to be able to handle somebody that's either this that's bigger than you essentially. And especially since she's just like, she's taller than the average girl, but she's not necessarily stronger. So it's like you gotta be like stronger than the average male almost. But I also, I'm all for kicking out people who are overweight from the police as well. So
Pass your physical.
yeah.
Uh,
Well, no, I'd raise the physical because apparently they're passing every year somehow.
exactly. Um, a couple people I follow, they were on a podcast, and they're both actually. One was Angry Cops, the other one was Donut Operator, and they were talking about that how they think that there's a rule like to become like a detective or investigator, you have to like spend so much time on the beat, like being a beat cop. And but in their even in their opinion though, there's some female detectives who are just like like something about their attention to detail. They're really amazing detectives. But asking them to go out and like get in altercations with the common criminal as a beat cop is kind of like asinine. They would be amazing detectives, but they can't handle that part of it.
I don't mind detective or anything like that. It's just like, it just don't be in a physical
No,
to
yeah,
where
like I
you
said,
have to.
that's why they were saying it's asinine to expect them to be beat cops because that
Mhm.
having to physically deal with criminals is something that's gonna happen when you're a police officer. You just know avoiding it.
I disagree because I feel like there's a lot of paperwork that could be done.
Just be a desk jockey.
What's wrong with that?
I ain't said nothing's wrong with it, but like I said, it's not that you. It's not. I told you to be a detective, they have to spend so much time as a beat cop. They can't avoid the physical part of it if they want to be a detective.
That I guess if that's how they want to do it, I feel like a detective should be somebody that does detective work, not. But I guess, but also in my like, I always wondered about like PIs and stuff like that. It's like, how do you do that without like breaking laws?
I imagine to be a PI, you gotta know what you can get away with, and to not while not breaking a law. Like there's certain things you can do about observing people as long as you're doing this, and that. And I'm sure there's a lot of damn near paralegal jargon you gotta know in order to be a personal investigator.
Mm.
I mean, it's not like the old Dick Tracy movies where motherfuckers cracking skulls while being a PI. You can't legally do that.
No, I meant like, can't. Isn't it illegal to like technically follow people around?
I mean,
I guess if they don't
I guess
notice.
it depends on the state, because really, if I mean, what's that they always say that if you're on a public sidewalk, you can't tell me I can't record you because you're in a public place from the get go, like
you
that kind of
can,
stuff. Like
you
you
can,
probably you can't necessarily record somebody in the
you
privacy of their
can.
home, or
Oh well, not in the privacy of their home, but you can in public.
also some states
Yeah.
like California have like if you're going to record a conversation, they have to have dual consent. I think Texas that only has one party consent.
There are,
So yeah,
yeah, there's dual
there's different laws
consent,
about this stuff.
but then they would have to prosecute. I mean, I guess they'd have a law on there for
Well,
any
that's the thing about being a
officers.
PI. If let's say somebody's trying to find out their spouse is cheating, you don't necessarily have to put them on trial. But if you can just get evidence saying, "Hey, look, I caught so and so cheating on you," it doesn't matter about a court of law. That person got what they paid for.
Yeah, but I'm just wondering, can't the guy countersue now, the PI, if he's like, well, and what's your evidence? And if the
Well,
evidence is a recording, then all of a sudden that evidence is no good and they have to, and now they've just sued
then
successfully a PI.
that's up to the spouse to not tell the guy, "Hey, I had so and so's private investigation
Well, but
recording
then
you
they
doing
wouldn't
this."
be able to take him to court for it.
No, they'd just be like, "Hey, I caught him cheating. I'm getting divorced." It's not so much
So
going to
They'd
court.
have to bring evidence of cheating for her to get anything out of it, is what I'm saying. If they just want a divorce, there's a no fault divorce. But if she wants money or something, she'd have to have evidence of it. right?
So
Yeah.
my understanding is the dual party consent laws that is more of for like phone communication. Like if you're in a public setting in a dual party consent state, it doesn't matter because you're still in public and people can still record in public.
I've
You
yeah, I've watched
speaking in their vicinity does not change that.
yeah, I've watched, I mean, and it's not like he even says it on the videos, it's not the law or anything, but I've watched a lot of the audit, and he's saying that the courts just haven't had this problem. So they don't know what the law is technically. Because in a two-party consent, it's like no, you can't technically by law record somebody. It has to be it has to be dual consensual. Now that's if they say something. So like a guy says stop recording me, you have to stop. You can't continue even if it's a public area. But yeah, I don't that's a weird one. But let's get into the next topic, which is kind of what we were already into, is that's politics invading other avenues. Um, this coming up more recently with who I should have looked. I should already had this pulled up, and I don't know why I didn't. There's a Face Connect VTuber who said something
Ah, I heard
about
about this.
about a having some sort of politics in a game, and she's just asking them to keep it out so she
I
can
know what it
enjoy her
is.
game.
To more I saw a little bit about it, but I did hear the context of that this whole situation is somebody was making an educational like Minecraft mod, and and this was for schools for students to learn things, and one of the modules they came out for that mod was um something along the lines of how to protest disruptively while being lawful, like basically not necessarily teaching how to be peaceful, but how to be disruptive while protesting and to the point where you cannot get arrested or some shit. It's something along that context. And and that Phase Connect person tweeted how that just seems kind of inappropriate to be teaching children or some shit like that. She might have said more than that, but that's the gist of it. Is she didn't like the idea of
Hmm.
that mod being included in child's education in schools,
Yeah.
and she was called a bigot and a Nazi or whatever they call people these days for those things.
Yeah, she's graduating now, I think, too. Kaminari Clara, is that who it was?
No, I only saw like one story about it. And this was like 2 weeks ago, so I couldn't tell you.
Anyways, I'm just going to bring up the Phase Connect thing. Thank you for supporting Phase Connect. Recent comments made on Twitter by one of our talents included a discussion on sensitive issues. Following the internal review, these comments were taken down. We sincerely apologize for any issues caused by this incident. Phase Connect's focus has been and will always be providing entertainment through different personalities, a wide range of unique content. We do not tolerate racism, hatred, or bigotry in our communities. Thank you for understanding and your continued support of Phase Connect and our talents. And like I don't know if it was Clara that did it, but like that's what I'm seeing under is that like did Clara write this? Um oh no, here's why Clara's okay, Clara's the one that said something about Charlie Kirk. She wasn't the one that did anything, but she is now graduating. But yeah. She's the one that was that Asmongold went after because of the comments she made on Charlie Clerk. That's funny.
Well, Asmongold doesn't necessarily have to go at you. He just has to talk
Oh no,
about
he
you and
just put it on the stream. Yeah, I forget who it
yeah.
was. It
Now
was a smaller V. Who's the Face Connect talents? Let me look it up.
he does make tweets every now and then that are inflammatory, so to speak, which and they're usually for good reason though.
I
I hope.
think he just put out that it like this is what she said. That's usually
Yeah.
what he does, and then for some reason it's controversial when he does that.
Well, anytime he makes a tweet, it's gonna get some kind of traction, and he's gonna farm content off of it. That's just the way. That's his never-ending cycle. Is how he gets
Oh,
ahead.
it was Jelly. That's how I was like, I know the name, but Jelly Hoshiumi is the one that made the comment about the. I guess it's Minecraft. Yeah,
But yeah, it was all over a Minecraft mod that didn't seem appropriate for children.
yeah.
Which, to be fair, if you're working for an agency like that, it's probably not best to go into too many political discussions.
Unless you're right.
I mean, regardless, you're gonna alienate half your audience if you do.
Unless you're right, and you're just
That's not what
alienating
I
the
do.
wrong people.
There's a large group of people out there that don't really give a fuck if
Yeah,
what you say is right or not. They're still gonna get
yeah.
I mean,
agree with you.
Look what happened to Miru because she wouldn't take a side. People
Yeah,
got
about
mad at
Minecraft.
her, and she was like, from her point of view, why? What does she have to gain by talking about politics on her channel? She's not even a political analyst or some kind of political streamer. She just
All right.
wants to do her general entertainment.
Well, I found it. I had to go and find Asmongold's like little rant about it to find it, but Jelly said, "Screw it, man. I think pushing politics in a children's sandbox game is disgusting, especially when it's disguised as education. Let me play my stupid block game without having to engage or associate with any of your stupid political garbage that I literally do not care about." There's more to it, and I'm trying to get to where he puts that up on the screen. He said, I'm just so, Jelly says, I'm just so tired of seeing it. Why does it matter to push real world matters into a block game that I play to escape from the real world? And if I buy and play the game, can it be seen as taking a side because their dumbass, stupid posts blew up stupid people in power moment? But yeah.
Fair.
Yeah. And then that's when that notice came out that I read earlier. That was not for Clara's thing. That was for the, and it's funny because all the, what do you call it? Like a bunch of the VTubers came out and like Shondo had posted, I'm watching you in the comments for Phase Connect. And
Here.
yeah. Straub, which if anyone knows who Straub is, she did as she said L.
I mean,
But yeah, there's a lot of people that commented on this one. Riri not wanting political things in a game is normal. And somebody literally just posted the tweet that got deleted as a screenshot in the comments. That's funny. But yeah. I feel like everybody kind of thinks that, except for the people that actually care about it, like actually care about the content. But yeah, I don't know.
I think she'll be fine. Her people who watch her and follow her are gonna come back and keep watching and follow her, even if she's not with Phase Connect.
Yeah. Oh no, she's with Phase Connect.
Yeah, but she didn't graduate because of that.
No, she's not. it's Clara that they're making graduate because of her Charlie Kirk opinion, even though they're saying it's not because of that.
She's
But
saying it is.
she's saying it's not because of that. Phase Connect saying that they're just letting her graduate, but it's because she's getting so much flack online that she wants to be out. But yeah,
It does look bad, like in the last few months, to have an inflammatory mindset about the Charlie Kirk situation.
yeah.
And you might want to just avoid that topic.
Mm-hmm. And then I think we talked about it before, the Dragon Age Veilguard pulling a barv thing.
Wait, which part?
It's pulling a barv. I've got to repent of my sin for calling somebody's a wrong gender.
Oh
It's
dear,
called pulling a barv.
I never heard of that turn of phrase.
Well, yeah, because it's new and it came from Dragon Age Veilguard. That's what I
Oh,
was.
I'm sorry, I don't know what all you youngsters say. New
it's,
Cobalt, your new slang.
I don't even. Do you know what that is?
I
No
don't have the
idea.
slightest clue. I didn't make it anywhere near far enough into that game to hear that one.
Yeah, apparently one of the goddesses accidentally misgendered one of the gods, and now it's called pulling a barv to reconcile for it by doing either something physical or
Oh dear.
apologizing for it. So she said, I've got to pull a bar," and she started doing 10 push-ups in the video, in the little cut scene that they made for it. But yeah, it was.
Yeah, I got nothing. I haven't heard that one.
Oh wow.
I mean, it's a trash game. I don't know how you would expect me to know about it.
Well, it was just something that a lot of people discussed because there was one of those where a bunch of people said, "Why is this in the game? It doesn't need to be." And then they like the LGBT community that didn't even play the game started defending it. But yeah.
Is this the name? Okay. Speaking of RPGs that are considered, I guess considered woke, if that's what you want to call it, or just, um, I think it's called Knight's Path or something like that. It's just, I saw somebody playing a demo of it earlier. Have you seen that, Cobalt? Let me see if this.
I might have seen video of this. Hold on.
I mean, I know you like this kind of game. It's like a Knight's Path or something. Where this woman, she's like the daughter of a lord that died, and she's supposed to be taking up arms to be the new leader of this area. But it's she's got some kind of like female cleric that she's friends with. They don't ever say are there anything more than that. But yeah, it's called Knight's Path. I mean, it looks like an RPG that you might like, but whether it's gonna be good or not, we'll have to see. They have a demo out
Wait.
for it right now.
Uh, I don't know if this is
Oh, this isn't the one I
the
used to
game
play.
that I'm thinking of at all.
It's got like a one-on-one fighting mechanic where like she just like she like block, parry, dodge, and you just got to defeat enemies one by one.
Hmm.
Kind of like a simplified Assassin's Creed.
I don't think Knight's Path is the game you're thinking of.
Oh no, I looked it up. It's nice. It's
It
apparently got
looks
these
like it.
nice pass. Yeah.
Oh, Poppy's
So you said
playtime's
it was
free?
a female knight?
Yeah. The main character's a woman with a bowl cut.
That is not Knight's Path. I will send you the link to the game that you're thinking of.
X photo.
But yeah, it's
Okay.
X photo.
Because a lot of things kept saying Knight's Path and X photo in the description, so I wasn't sure which one it was. I thought it was Knight's Path.
Yeah,
But
no,
yeah,
I
the
I
combat looks
saw that
very
video.
similar.
So it looks like a really bad reskin and re-story of like Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Really, I haven't played that game either. But wasn't that one first person, not that third person?
Yeah, it's first person, but there's mods. It's still mostly the same combat system from what I could tell, but it looks really bad. Well, I say it's the same combat system. It's not as good of a combat system.
Oh no, I got looking. I'm kind of watching the thumbnail trailer for Knight's Path, and yeah, they got him fighting a dragon. So I don't know. I guess right now the beef is between Knight's Path and Xphoto because they have very similar combat systems. I said one's about uh potential lesbian pairing with a very kind of mannish female lead character, and well, I think it's partly spawned from a bit of Twitter drama because somebody mentioned how one of the developers said something online about we're the modern audience or some shit like that. I don't know. I didn't pay too much attention to it. Just I saw one video about it today. I mean, if you like RPGs and things of this kind of content, it might be an okay game for you. But they only have a demo out for it, so who knows when it actually comes out.
Yeah. Off topic,
Right.
but no, never mind. I'm gonna make this my
I watched a
recommendation.
20-minute gameplay video on that game,
Oh,
and it was hilariously bad.
part of what it is the apparently the developers for X Knight's Path were attacked, like talked about on Twitter about because they have beautiful female characters in the game, like they're like very pretty and stuff, and that's where X Photos like this isn't for the modern audience or some shit like that. Some
Well,
developer over at X Photo.
I'm not the modern audience. I'm sorry.
Yep, I'm from. I was born in the 1980s. I'll stick to my 1980s slop.
But I don't know. I kind of wish politics would stay out too, but I know it's not going to, so can't really
Clutch my pearls at the thought of it.
clutch my pearls. But
I
that's
mean,
kind
that's
of
fine.
yeah.
I can sit back and just keep not buying games that
Right.
dumb stuff
I mean,
into them.
I already don't
Yeah.
do that. It's very rare that I buy a game on launch, and I mean extremely rare.
I don't ever buy anything at launch, so that's me. But it kind of goes into the hot take of the week that I think y'all just agree with eventually. But
We will agree with eventually, huh?
well, I mean, if you've read the hot take, you might agree with right now. But
Let's see.
it's, as long as we continue to care about tradition/culture instead of results, racism will be a main talking point. In addition, anyone who claims that someone else is racist is actually the racist themselves.
Not every time.
Name one.
Um,
That's now I say modern. It has to be nowadays. It can't be previously where we already know the answer.
what's her what's
Every time I respond to the people that you meet on the Counter Strike 2 Atlanta and Chicago servers.
There you go. Okay. Well, you're not calling them
fair,
racist.
That depends.
I've never heard you.
I don't get the most
Yeah.
of the time I don't get the opportunity.
Well, but I haven't ever heard you
because they're like spamming it nonstop, so I just mute them because.
But okay.
Do it at the end
This maybe this is a hot take. I don't actually just saying the word because it's funny word, haha, in the game. Like, and they don't care about everybody else. I don't think that's racist. That's just them saying a stupid word that gets on people's nerves.
Have you ever not muted them immediately?
If I'm streaming, I don't usually mute them. And usually it's just saying the word over, or calling somebody random that they don't like on the team the N word. And I'm like, that's just, they don't know if they're black or not. They don't know what they're just saying it. Like I've been called that during one of those games. It's like, it's not racist.
Normally, if you don't mute them, if you wait like 5 minutes, they'll start saying much worse things.
I mean, I guess I don't.
That's usually the starting point, or that's just their exit line for the people leaving the server.
I don't know. I just don't know exactly what somebody could say to me, and I'd be like, well, that was racist. Like, I'd be like, that was just something stupid. They don't know what they're talking about most of the time, so I don't.
They could call you a dago in a derogatory way.
Oh, what?
It's a slur for Italians.
I'm not Italian, so no. I mean, I could be like 0.1 or something Italian. My aunt is Italian. I'm Native American Irish. But I'm not gonna like say that in a game, and I doubt anybody could guess that in a game. Like, what?
You sound like you might.
Even if they guessed I was Irish, let's just say that. Even if they there's nothing about Ireland or Irish people they could say that I'd be like, well, it's technically wrong. Like, it could say it about me, and I'd be like, that's not right about me, but about Irish people, it might be right.
Show Archer,
I do not watch adult cartoons. Sorry.
The main character's mother says some derogatory things about their Irish. The person who does maintenance on their building. She's the reason she hates the Irish is because they were neutral in World War II, so she's like, fuck the Irish kind of mentality.
That's still not racist in my opinion.
No, she says some things that could probably be considered racist.
The potatoes thing is a great argument. I love potatoes, and Irish people should just accept it.
Well, it's funny you say that, because I think one of the things I remember from the show that she did was the landlord brought up to that whenever everybody in the building gave him like a Christmas gift for as a bonus for the work he does, she gifted him a potato.
I mean,
he was like, that's kind of she was like, oh, what? Why don't you? She said something about, why don't you go ahead and just boil it up and make some vodka out of it or some shit, or alcohol, and it's like, okay, this woman, she's.
I mean, I still wouldn't consider that racist. I would say you're there. You're pretty close. I don't think you're inaccurate in your statements.
I don't remember the scene word for
it's like if the
it was pretty rough.
The thing is, the shoe fits. The shoe has to not fit for it to be, to me, for it to be like incredibly.
I think she also said that in front of his family too.
Like, I get like that's why with people who are African American or African or anything, and them like throwing a banana like they do in what's it called? Remember the Titans and stuff. Now that I'm like, okay, I get you. Everybody knows what you're saying there, or even calling that person an N-word to their face or something like that. Everybody knows what you're saying there, but like the thing about the racist stuff against Irish people, it's like, well, but but are you wrong? You are about about black people. You're wrong. Like, they're not like that. But about Irish people, no, I'd say you're.
Careful what you say about goblins in front of certain people, alright?
I mean, yeah, like, I'm not gonna, did they beat their wives? Yeah, for however many years until they finally,
I mean,
got told it was wrong.
People change. I mean,
Do
look
they?
at Ireland now. There are
Do
people
they
in
like
cabinets voting
potatoes?
in.
We do like potatoes.
Who doesn't love potatoes? That's a moot argument.
I'm Native American. Is it bad to, our people are going to be like, oh, how? It's like, well, yeah, that is how you say hi in Native American.
Somebody's gonna like use a derogatory term referring to how much you like corn.
But see, the Native Americans didn't have corn until it was brought over here. So yeah, I mean, they like corn because it was gold to them. Like we gave them actual gold, they gave us corn.
It is a pretty good crop.
I know, it's like it's food.
You can make ethanol out of that shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they didn't know that back then, but yeah.
No. But
They
humans were making alcohol out of it.
Well, and then like I mean, what are you gonna go home and smoke an ayahuasca? I'd say like over half of my my people. Well, half of my people do that, so yeah. Like that's not racist. That's just what they do. I'm Native American. What do you mean? Why would people say something? That is something they do. Literal.
That's the point.
They like I don't that's the stuff I don't understand. It's like that's not racist to point out something they do not change about themselves and will refuse to change. But saying, anything, saying all the slave stuff for black people, that is something that has changed. So therefore it is officially racist to me. Does that mean black people are the only ones that can't be racist? No. Just means that there's a lot harder stuff to find.
To split hairs, when people often say that it depends on the definition of racism you're using.
I guess that's true. I mean,
yeah, because a lot of people say that the reason they can't be racist is because they have no institutional power to be racist.
I mean, I disagree.
Racism is just discrimination based on somebody's race. That's a stupid argument.
Yeah, I don't know. Words are something, but
But what do they mean?
But I mean, like the main reason I put this as the hot take and everything is because like as long as it's considered like any type of culture to do something, then that's like people are going to be like, well, that was racist. It's like, but then you put it in a movie as whatever that person's culture. It's like, well, or like, I mean, at this point, why is it Mexican to go get like enchiladas and tacos? It's like, dude, I think we, I do that more than the people.
More racist to say like tequila and sombreros. That'd probably more racist than that. Because everybody loves tacos.
But why is that a negative? Sombreros are amazing. They keep your head out of the sun.
And yeah,
that's what they were made for. Like technically, the first cowboys wore sombreros. They didn't wear cowboy hats. They're just cowboy hats are just smaller sombreros.
To be fair, no matter where you're at, the sun do be hot.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
sombreros are great.
Yeah. Straw hats are like the main thing. Like everybody has their version of sombrero. They just call it something else.
They even got like their own version of straw hats in like Asia. They're just probably made with bamboo instead of straw.
Okay. They don't have straw in Asia.
No, that's the more common building material in like parts of Asia.
Yeah, I think the hats are still made of straw because bamboo is very not cheap anymore. It wasn't
Hey,
this,
that's what I'm
and then
talking
it
about.
was very sturdy back then, so they didn't use it for things like hats. But
Oh, the hats I'm thinking about are made of bamboo. Like the cone hat you see and stuff, like for like when you see media people planting rice in rice fields and they're wearing those cone shaped hats, those are bamboo hats.
are you sure they're not straw?
It's saying bamboo, and looking at the patterns, yeah, that's too thick to be straw.
Hmm.
Like, cause it's actually it's like inch thick strips of material that are woven together, so that's definitely not straw.
I thought bamboo was too strong, and I guess if they
Like I said,
put it in water,
it
it'd be
grows
fine.
it grows fast in and like that was one of the first things that come back after the nukes were dropped in Japan. So it's a very durable and but it's a very durable plant that'll grow in almost any situation and strong. So they use it to make everything, literally everything.
Yeah.
Anywho, you learn something every now and then.
Yeah.
Wow, 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 wow. No,
But I'm still on this about the like the culture is the main thing. It's like, well, that's black culture. That's this culture. I'm like, no. Like, first of all, like it was in the 1950s black culture to be a two-person household and be in church every Sunday. So why is that not the thing now?
Oh, what was the big one? Um, braids. Braids have been a big
But braids
thing
have
in
been
cultural appropriation talks where somebody's got they're yeah they're not black culture, but people are saying that somebody with like braids is trying to appropriate black culture. It's like no, they did not originate in Africa. Like that's just not true.
mm, but I mean, if you're gonna take it as like that culture, then like you can't say it's racist when people, you know, give you that stereotype. Then it's like if you want rap culture to be, black culture or whatever, then you've got to, take everything that goes with it, and that's like people breaking the law and stuff like that because that's literally like gangster and everything, even though that's like everywhere. Like every single country has like a version of that of some sort, like the mafia, the
Mafia,
Italian mafia.
triads, the yakuza.
Yeah, like there's an Irish mafia, but I don't know. I always thought that was
That's
the strangest thing. Is like, how is it racist, and then also how is it, and then how do you say it's culture, but then it's like every time we refer to it, it's racist. When even when people aren't making fun of it, they're just saying, "Oh, this person's because they're Italian, they talk like this," and it's like, well, literally every Italian, even those they say they talk like that too. It's like they talk with their hands or
it's
they use gestures and stuff like, oh, that's racist. You can't say, well, what do you mean?
it's well, no, it's actually funny when you see Italian people enjoy those memes about Italian people. They find them
Yeah,
hilarious.
I don't know. So as long as that
Like Rara,
exists,
she loves the Italian memes.
yeah, as long as people who call all that racist exists, it's just going to be a main talking point for everything.
Oh, that's the thing is eventually we gotta. Uh, not gonna say it's never been a thing like back in the even in the 90s or early 2000s that they weren't people like bringing this stuff up, but eventually everybody's gonna get tired of the bullshit, and I think it's just gonna die out, and it's starting to die out. People are getting quote unquote fatigued over people making everything racist.
Yeah,
Everybody wants to go back to just have a Good time. Like
Our
just like
president's
just enjoy it,
literally
Joe.
orange. He's an Oompa Loompa.
He's the rarest specimen of human to ever exist.
Yes, he's. Some would say the greatest. Not me. I did not say that.
I said they did.
uh, and then like anyone calling somebody else racist, aren't they the first person to to think about race in that situation? What if they're just calling them a name or something? I don't know. Like I've
I
been
mean,
called a white N word. Like how does that that's not
yeah, but
racist?
you were called that by you were called that by black people though, weren't you?
Yeah,
Oh, there you go.
and
If they use the word, it's not racist.
it's if they so if I start referring to my homies like y'all as white
It's
N
fine.
words.
I wouldn't recommend it.
No, especially not in a public setting.
Well, no, I'm not saying I wouldn't. Like, they wouldn't do that in a
I
public
mean, you
setting
already dodged
either.
yourself at the beginning of the stream, so
They wouldn't say that in a public setting either, though. I wasn't called that out in public. I was just called that out when I was playing basketball and stuff.
I was called that last Tuesday on a shooting game.
Now, that's true too, but literally, what was it? I was playing Rocket League. I was actually streaming it, and a guy just he goes,
Yeah, I saw that.
and I was
Just
like,
started
"Whoa,
dropping
man!"
slurs, huh?
I said, "Man," he's like, "It's okay, I'm half." I'm like, "What? Half what? What does it matter?" It's like all I said was I'm
What does
streaming, and
it mean?
yeah, he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know." It's like, "Yeah, I'm not. I said I wasn't mad. I didn't. I'm just saying I'm streaming. I don't. If you could not say that." And he's like, "Okay." He's turned out pretty chill. I think they won the
That's
game,
good.
and the comms were decent. But yeah,
You love to see it.
why is that automatically? I don't know, something that you put in your vocabulary if you can so easily remove it.
Oh, since you're mentioning this, did you hear about the? I posted a video about it by Nate the lawyer in my Discord. This woman, a woman and a lawyer that's associated with Black Lives Matter, got sued by a Texas family for $3.2 million, and they won a lawsuit. Now it can still be going through appeals, but what had happened was the white teenager was friends with the lady's, not the lawyer, but the lady's son, and they were friends for like 3 years. Well, at a sleepover, they decided to prank whoever fell asleep first, and the the lady initially sued or tried to press charges against the teenager for saying like it was a hate crime. They tried to force his son to drink piss. They shot him with a BB gun. The kid came out and said, "Look, we didn't do anything like that. We did try to prank him, but that was because he fell asleep first, and it was immature to do that. But we didn't call him the N. Like she even tried to say he called him the N word and slurs and stuff. But they were friends for 3 years, and she did
That makes it
raise.
okay.
Well, she no,
3 year
but listen,
mark,
she did
I can call them the N word.
no. What he was saying was, if I was saying that, we wouldn't have been friends for 3 years. If he was
Yeah.
using that word around that kid. Well, um, then she raised like $100,000 through GoFundMe, tried to like press charges, doxed the kid and his family, and had BLM marches in front of the kid's house, like bricks were thrown at their windows and stuff. And after all that, the family ended up countersuing them and was awarded $3.2 million, or at least by the jury wasn't all white either. In Texas, there were like I think 5 or
Oh,
6
that.
black people, 3 Asian. It's actually a minority stacked jury, and they voted in favor of the white teenager.
Well, you can't count the Asians, man. They're a majority.
They're white adjacent.
Mm-hmm. You can't say
But
that.
yeah, that's kind of relevant to what we're talking about here. But yeah, like basically a false flag hate crime situation happened, and now again the lawyer is appealing the ruling, but yeah, the jury awarded in favor to the teenager who was harassed by the woman and the BLM lawyer. So I mean
Yeah.
that happened in Texas.
Oh god.
right? What is the world coming to? Can't even prank your friend without being accused of a hate crime. Jesus,
By not even the friend.
right? Now I
It's
can see what probably happened was the kid was upset that he got pranked, so he told his parents about it, and the mom just possibly blew it out of proportion.
I
That's what
mean, if
I'm
the
assuming
kid's
happened.
lying, the kid's like, yeah, they called me N-word and everything, then that would be, I'd be like, I don't know, it might,
I doubt it. But
yeah, I doubt that, but I was just saying that's a go get your own switch type of situation for me.
And to top things off, the 120,000 she raised on GoFundMe was partly to allow her son that was harassed to enroll in a private school so he can get a better education. And she didn't even spend any of that money on that. She spent
Mm,
she spent all the money on attacking the teenager.
yeah.
It's like, damn.
All right. Well, I think we're good. We can call it here. We're at almost 2 hours. So with the
Yeah, close enough.
recommendations,
I'm eating some
we
spaghetti.
could get there.
What up?
What is it? Dino Crisis? Is that your
Yes,
recommendation?
sir. I am recommending Dino Crisis, the original that was a PlayStation 1 game.
Did you check to see
If
if you've
you
recommended this
I
before?
did check. It has popped up a few times, but that's only on link shared and talking about it in a video from Pippa playing it. So yeah, no, I've never recommended it before, and it wasn't on Steam before. Now it's on Steam. It's still on sale. If you like old school Resident Evil type games, it's nice. But I'm hoping that this gets enough traction. Capcom will do a remake and like the Resi remakes they've been coming out with, but with Dino Crisis, where it's Resident Evil but with dinosaurs instead of zombies. It's fun. I like it. I love dinosaurs. Always have.
All right. Well, you have one this week, Cobalt.
oh, the hockey game this morning.
Oh, the gold medal hockey
Like
game. Go watch it. USA wins in
that's
overtime.
yeah. USA won a gold medal first time since the 1980s.
Well, in hockey.
Yes, in hockey.
You got to put in hockey because they've won like 13 gold
We win
medals.
gold medals every time. It's just we don't usually win hockey. What happened to Canada? They didn't make it to the finals this time.
No, we destroyed them in the finals.
Canada
In overtime.
was the one that we faced.
Okay, I was wondering.
And the goalie played really well.
Yeah, the goalie did do a ton, but there was an open net they completely missed somehow. So that
That's
guy's gonna be that the Canada guy that missed that is gonna be like dreaming about that for years to come.
yeah. He's gonna have like stomach pains and nightmares because of this.
Yeah,
Because
because they
he's
were
just gonna wake in the
tied.
middle of the night. Why wasn't I?
Well, they were tied during regulation, and he had the open net during regulation. They wouldn't even gone to overtime.
He
So
was paid off.
yeah.
They just poked it in with his finger, man.
Mm-hmm.
Just like curling, like they do
Well,
in Canada.
I'm going to recommend a game that I'm not sure. I wish that they would put on Steam, but I know they never would because of the controversy it originally had. But
Always.
it was one of my favorite games to play, and it is one of the best RPGs in my opinion, and that is Dragon's Crown. It is a
Dragon's Crown.
PlayStation exclusive. Can only get it on PS Vita, PS4, I think PS3, and then probably on the PlayStation Plus, but I have not had that in a long time, so I don't know if you can. But it was an RPG that, when it came out, like got popular, but then it got popular for what some people call the wrong reasons. Um, it got popular through Kotaku, the news website, for being too provocative dressing for some
Yeah,
of the
I'm looking at
characters.
I'm scrolling through the trailer for it, and yeah, like The female character, oh, even the male characters aren't wearing much, so that should
Yeah.
say something right there.
Well, but they're
It reminds me
also
of Golden
very
Sun.
what's the word? Voluptuous. The female
Yes.
characters are.
I mean, the guys are sculpted as hell. Like Arnold would be jealous of
Mhm.
these muscles, and the women are, like you said, voluptuous.
Yeah. So
But the combat reminds me of like a Golden Sun. It's that kind of game, like a beat 'em up fantasy game.
it's a side scroller. It's like you're walking
Yeah, okay,
sideways the whole time. I don't know what that is. I haven't played. So
it's an old. I think it was on the Sega. Well, the Ninja Turtles game where like you start off in a burning building. It's just like that game too.
yeah. There is
Combat wise.
some like other movement, but the other movement is only if there's platforms essentially that you have to go to.
So it's just a side scroll.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
side scroller beat 'em up game.
it's beat 'em
It's
up,
literally
but it's like it's got like kind of like
Final Fight.
no, please let me finish so I don't lose my train of thought. It's kind of like the one. It's like a side scroller. Let me see. I've got it in my Gauntlet.
Ah,
Except for I much more like the abilities in Dragon's Crown, and then the story's amazing. The story's really good. So I really loved playing that one. Beat it with my brother, and then beat it by myself a couple times. And you get to choose Sorceress and Amazon and Knight and a bunch of other stuff. So it's just fun to play because like each character is fun to actually grind. It's not strenuous.
I'm thinking of a different game.
It's not very long. Like to get really good stuff, you start one shotting characters in the first level if you get like two or three abilities. So it's something that's fun to grind, I would say. Like how old school RuneScape starts out when you're like just getting started. Everything, your levels are going up so quickly and everything. But then you run into a boss, and the boss is always hard because I think the bosses are always placated to your level. They're not. They
They
never.
don't scale.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think they ever
Uh,
go down.
I was wrong by the way. I meant to say Golden Axe for the Sega Genesis is what it's like.
Yeah, still don't know what you're
It's a
talking about.
fantasy side-scrolling beat 'em up game, like with like special abilities and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it looks pretty cool. Too bad, like you said, too bad it doesn't have a Steam port.
Yeah,
I'd play it.
it's a PlayStation exclusive, and what I liked is it was co-op. So.
Oh yeah, I love me some good side-scrolling co-ops.
Mm-hmm.
I want to. That's why I still want to play Contra and what you call it, which uh, Guns, Gore, and Cannoli too. I want to play those games with you.
All right. Well, that's where we're going to end it today. Luckily, somebody is still streaming, so we're going to send you there. And we will see y'all another time.
Till next
Enjoy.
time.
Enjoy. We